What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today it's time to continue the Halloween review series, and we're at The Curse of Michael Myers, aka Halloween 6. This film came out in the mid-90s. At that time, I was a huge Halloween fan, as I am now. Saw all the previous 5 films, had them on VHS tape. I was ready for this baby, and it pissed me off. I didn't like the direction they took with Jamie Lloyd, who is back in this movie but portrayed by a different actress, because the original actress Daniel Farrands, who really wanted to reprise her role as Jamie Lloyd, was only 17 at the time, and the filmmaker said, no, we need someone who's 18 so they can, work the hours. So she spent thousands of dollars, got a lawyer, got herself emancipated so that she would be able to do the film, and then they're like, okay, you can do the film now, we'll give you $1,000. This film had a budget of $5 million and made $15 million at the box office, and they offered $1,000 to Daniel Farrands to reprise her role. That is less than she was paid when she was a little girl in parts 5 and 4. Not only that, to add insult to injury, we're going to kill your character off pretty much right away. You can pretty much guess what she had to say about that, and I respect her decision to say, screw you guys, I'm not going to be in this movie if that's the case. I guess you guys don't care about me, don't care about my character, you think that I'm just nothing. If you're only going to offer a measly $1,000, I mean, we're talking about a big budget film, a big name star who is a fan favorite. We love Jamie Lloyd, and that was just insulting. But the way that they did her in this movie is ultimately what pissed me off, because I didn't know all that backstory at the time. But this movie's always pissed me off for their portrayal of Jamie Lloyd. We'll get more into that later. Also, I did not like, I'm not saying it pissed me off per se, a little bit, but I didn't like the Cult of Thorn whole storyline, and that, Michael Myers is being controlled by this cult and this, man in black and all that. We'll get into it, but I didn't like it. And that's just a me thing. I mean, some people may not bother them at all, but I like to think Michael Myers is just pure evil, and he's not controlled by some cult. I just found it weird. But I'll get into more negatives later. Let's start with some of the positives of this movie that I've come to realize are damn strong positives, and things that just kind of went over my head because I was so pissed off the first time I saw this movie. Once they killed off Jamie Lloyd, from there, and then all this man in black crap, and I was just like, and all the other negatives I'll get to, they just overshadowed the positives. But ultimately, when I look back and when I watch this movie now, I really enjoy a lot of aspects of this film. Michael Myers himself is pretty damn good. He's pretty brutal in this movie. I mean, the kills in this movie are some of the best in the franchise. They are freaking amazing. The mask looks great. Michael Myers looks great in this movie. He looks great. Moves great. The actor does a fantastic job portraying him. The kills are off the charts. So you have all that. The music is solid. You got the original score in a little different way, but still solid. And this awesome electric guitar effect that happens sometimes when Myers shows up. I can't really, describe it, but it's pretty damn cool. And it really adds something to the film. So I love the score. Love the look of Myers. I love the kills. And there's a great atmosphere in this movie, and cinematography and all that is really good. Not a lot different than the new film, Halloween Kills. Great cinematography, great music, great portrayal of Myers, great kills. I'd say the kills in Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, are better than the kills in Halloween Kills, in my opinion. Could change my mind on that after more watches of Halloween Kills, but, this movie's got some amazing, awesome kills. The way the guy's head blows up at that one point, that piece of shit, the dad, asshole, nobody likes him anyway. So when he gets electrocuted and his head blows up, the way Myers will grab someone and just throw him against, it happens a couple times, one with Jamie Lloyd, unfortunately, but the kill itself was pretty cool. And he did that also to the girl who helped save Jamie Lloyd and save her baby early in the movie. He threw her up against a wall, and I guess there was nails or something, I don't really recall, but bam, he's just an awesome kill nonetheless. So the kills in this movie are freaking awesome. That's just 3 I just mentioned. There's several others, but other than the kills, the look of Myers, the mask, which is much improved. The mask is much better than it was in 5 obviously, but much better than 4 as well. The masks in 4 or 5 are both not right, but other than that, the atmosphere, cinematography, the kills, the music, which is a lot, the look of Myers, the acting, the portrayal of Myers. Other than that, that's it. That's all the positives I have for this movie, which are way more positives than I would have given you the first time I saw it. I would have just went on a rant and not given you any positives because I was so pissed off, which brings us to the things that pissed me off. And look, this This was the first film in the franchise where you get a big F you to the fans, F you to a beloved character. Not just that you kill him off right away, but very unceremoniously and without much of a purpose. Like, we want to move on from this character, so we're going to kill him off. And we see this in films, and we see it in other Halloween movies. And, you know, I just hate it. And not surprisingly, it's a new director. It's a new writer. They had nothing to do with any previous Halloween movies. Not surprising. Not saying they did a terrible job on this movie, but they just wanted to get rid of Jamie Lloyd. And the way that they treated Danielle Harris adds insult to injury. The fact that they just didn't care about this character. A character that was so huge for the past 2 movies, for 4 and 5. And you have her have a baby at the beginning so that you can have your baby, which is a big part of the plot. Escape with the baby, and Michael Myers runs her down and kills her. Throws her on a piece of farm machinery and just rips her apart and turns on the machinery. And, you know, it's one thing to have an awesome kill, but we don't want to watch one of our beloved characters go through that. That was just rough. It'd have been one thing to have her survive most of the movie, have her be a big, important part of the plot, and then, you know, she has a death at the end. I'm not saying you can't kill beloved characters, but you just kind of throw them aside unceremoniously. We haven't seen her for all these years. Here she is, an adult, and we barely get to see her. And she's not even portrayed by Danielle Harris because y'all didn't want to pay her. I also didn't enjoy the whole cult storyline, to be honest. And, you know, you bring this guy, Dr. Wynn, back. I guess he played a very small role in the first film, played a little bit of role in 4 and 5, but not much. And so you see him, you're like, wait, who's this guy again? And it's supposed to be this big reveal, and he's the guy behind this whole thing. And it's just like, okay. It's just like, so you're telling me Michael Myers is pure evil because he was basically manufactured to be pure evil, because he needs to kill off his family? The Cult of Thorn is supposed to somehow make this child become a killer to kill their family, need to kill their family off. And I'm not going to act like I understand every aspect of it, but they're supposed to kill their entire family. But Michael Myers killed more than just his family. Michael Myers kills anyone who even he sees. Michael Myers has shown over the course of this franchise that he's just a killer. Yeah, he's ultimately going after his niece, and before that his sister, but the dude's just a straight killer. There's no really was an indication that there was anything going on like this until part 5 a little bit, and then all of a sudden here, this whole cult thing. And, you know, it may not bother some people. I just don't like it. I find it weird, and I don't like it. I don't like the idea that Michael Myers is controlled by some cult. And I guess this baby was also going to be the next Michael Myers, the next member of the cult. It's like, whatever. And it was part of the reason I really didn't like this movie, because it's such an important part. And I believe it's even a bigger part of the producer's cut, which I have not seen yet because I've read about it and heard about it enough to know that I would like it even less. The producer's cut sounds just like a completely wacky and just insane story that I don't want any part of. And Jamie Lloyd dies in that movie as well, a little differently. And from what I hear, it's not any better. In fact, maybe even worse, because there's not even, at least in, you know, the theatrical cut, there's an insane Michael Myers kill. She dies brutally at the hands of Michael Myers. So you get a kill there instead of, I believe in the producer's cut, she just gets shot in the head in her hospital bed. It's like, that's even less ceremonious. Aside from that, the cast in this movie is not that great. Now, Donald Pleasence is back in his last role, and it was really cool to see him in his last role, and I think he did fine. He looked old, he looked tired, he looked like he was just doing it, but, you know, it's cool to see him and have him there. I think his presence helps this movie a lot. Definitely helps it a lot. Without him, yeah, this movie would be even, I would have liked it even less. But other than him, the cast is not that great. Paul Rudd is in this movie as Tommy Doyle. Tommy Doyle, he's just creepy in this movie. Just a weird, creepy dude in this movie. I like Tommy Doyle more in Halloween Kills, and I didn't like him in that movie either. But I like him more than the Tommy Doyle we get here. Just always smiling. Why is he constantly smiling? Even when they're getting chased and, you know, getting killed and people are dying, he's always like laughing and smiling. It's kind of odd. And he just comes across a little bit, and maybe he's supposed to be. I think he's supposed to be a little bit cuckoo because of his childhood or something. And yeah, he definitely seems like it, but it's not a character I can really get behind because of it. But I didn't think any of the other characters were particularly memorable. Laurie Strode was okay. The bottom line is the characterization I didn't think was that great in this movie. And I hated the Thorn storyline. And I definitely despised what they did with Jamie Lloyd in this film. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. All that being said, there's a lot of positives in the film. And just as a good old horror movie, It's not bad. It's not bad. I think people would enjoy this movie. I think people will enjoy this film. You just watch it like, hey, it's a horror film. But if you're a big Halloween fan, you love parts 4 and 5 especially, you love Jamie Lloyd, and you love Michael Myers as just a evil killer and not someone controlled by a cult, you don't like that weirdness, and you don't like the fact that movies will kill off beloved characters in the first 5 minutes and treat them like crap, then if that's the case, stay the hell away from this movie. Otherwise, see it if you're bored. So that's the best I can do for this movie. If I reviewed this back in 95, 96, I would have said complete trash. It's not complete trash. It's got a lot to offer. A lot is good about it, but it still pisses me off. And that's pretty much how I feel about this movie. I prefer Halloween 5. I said it. So guys, thank you again for checking out the video. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button. Look forward to the next one, Halloween H2O. I don't think I'm going to do the Rob Zombie movies unless I get a lot of requests for that, because to be honest, those movies, just not my style. Let's just say that. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you next time.